We have this new tonight here in our area. Anger and outrage tonight for state lawmakers after a bill is killed, and it would have created stricter punishments for fentanyl dealers. Tonight, parents of children who died from fentanyl poisoning say that the Public Safety Committee killed the measure without them even getting a chance to make their voices heard or to tell their children's stories.
Now they're demanding answers, and KCRA3's Melanie Wingo joins us from our newsroom with reaction to what happened to that bill in committee.
The committee chairperson told us tonight the fentanyl issue requires comprehensive input from a variety of experts and stakeholders, but the bill's supporters say the committee choosing not to hear this bill right now will cost lives.
To put the bill.
Central Valley mom Pamela Smith receiving some upsetting news this week.
To say the least, I was extremely disappointed. I find it outrageous.
Her son died of fentanyl poisoning in 2016, and she was set to head to Sacramento to share his story in front of the Assembly Public Safety Committee.
We were prepared to make this case to those on the Public Safety Committee, but they chose not to hear.
Assemblymember Jim Patterson outraged AB 1058 won't be getting a vote. The bill would have increased penalties for fentanyl dealers. Committee Chair Reginald Jones Sawyer making a decision not to hear from Patterson and supporters of the bill.
We are demanding something straightforward, direct, and clear. That the state of California must do its part.
Those on the law enforcement side of things agree more needs to be done to tackle the fentanyl epidemic.
What I can tell you is where we are right now, it is not working, because what we are seeing is this drug has taken over everything. It is in every other drug.
The problem exploding over the past 5 years, according to Stanislaus County Deputy District Attorney Patrick Hogan.
I'm often asked, how do we resolve this? Is it about punishment? Is it about treatment? Is it about intervention? And the answer is yes, we need all of these things.
Hogan frustrated to hear the Public Safety Committee wouldn't hear the bill to crack down on drug dealers. He says it comes down to people on that committee not recognizing the seriousness of the problem.
There are those of us in the state on the law enforcement side that are dealing with this on a daily basis. And we are screaming that we need more tools to be able to hold dealers accountable.
Those hit personally by the fentanyl crisis agree.
We will never give up this fight.
Vowing to make things safer for others across the state.
We don't want any more parents to go through the pain that we do every single day.
And we reached out to Reginald Jones Sawyer, chair of the Public Safety Committee tonight, and he sent us a statement calling for a united approach to solving the fentanyl issue. That statement reading in part, often there are duplicative efforts put forth or broad-scoped legislation offering temporary solutions or providing no rational solutions at all. Moving forward, I intend to work on this issue by bringing those who understand the causation, prevention, and treatment components together with policymakers to ensure we have a tactical solution in hand. And Assemblymember Patterson has said that he will reintroduce that legislation at a later date.
Yeah, a lot of people demanding action on this. Melanie, thank you.